it's a beautiful day. I hope it is pretty at your house too. Let's stand up for our Pledge of Allegiance. Are you still standing up? Some of you are sitting down. I can see you. Let's stand up. Put your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, there we go. Good job, everybody. Guess what we're talking about today? Bugs again. I love to talk about bugs in the spring because I told you already that it's like there's so many different types of bugs everywhere, and you can really be a really cool zoologist. Zoologist is somebody who studies animals, and yes, bugs are animals. They're in the animal kingdom. Sometimes Miss Jan will even meet a big person, an adult, and they'll say, bugs aren't animals, bugs are bugs. Bugs are animals. They're in the animal kingdom, which is full of so many cool things. But like I told you in the spring, I really like to talk about bugs because they're everywhere and they're fun to study. So we're going to be making a couple of bugs today with our crafty finger muscles. And I thought I'd read a little bit about bugs today. Now this is a fact book. A lot of times we read fiction books, and fiction is a story that an author made up. And it might be a really cool story, but it's something that the author thought in their head. They're like, ooh, this could happen and this could happen. But this is a book about facts. Everything in here is true. So it tells you true facts about bugs. So I thought I'd read some to you. It's called Some Bugs Glow in the Dark. I wish my booty glowed in the dark. That would be kind of fun. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I didn't know that insects have 6 legs. Beetles, ants, and all other insects have 3 pairs of legs. So they have 2, 2, 2, and that adds up to 6. Woodlice, spiders, mites, and centipedes aren't insects. They have too many legs. So a lot of times you think of a spider's an insect, but he's actually not because he has more than 6 legs. Sometimes you'll see a spider who lost a leg in an accident, but it still doesn't make him a bug. He's an arachnid. So this kind of shows you a woodlouse, not a bug. This guy, little ant friend, he's a bug. This guy, centipede, too many legs, not a bug. I didn't know that beetles can fly. Ladybugs and many other beetles can all fly when they need to. They open up their wing cases on their back, unfold their soft wings, and take off. Have you ever seen a ladybug? It's like they have this armor, and they lift up their armor, and underneath their armor are very soft little wings, and they fly their little chunky bodies along, which is really cool. Some bugs, like a wasp, have 2 sets of wings, so you can't really see that one. And then, of course, we all know the beautiful butterfly. They have really pretty wings. I didn't know that caterpillars are baby butterflies. We did know that. Like many insects, butterflies change completely as they go from an egg to a caterpillar to a pupa to a butterfly. This way of growing is called metamorphosis. Can you say that word? Metamorphosis. That's what we call a $2 word. That's a fancy word. And look, here's where they start. Butterfly laid the eggs. Then it turned into pupa. And then the pupa started making a chrysalis or a cocoon. And out comes the caterpillar, grows a little bit more. Da, 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 da. Well, the butterfly comes out of the chrysalis and whatnot. Sorry, that's coming out of the egg. Miss Jen should be paying attention. Here's the pupa coming out of the egg, turns into the caterpillar, gets a little bit bigger, makes the chrysalis, the cocoon, and then it's the butterfly. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to look and read at the same time. I didn't know that some bugs can walk on water. Pond skaters are so light they can skim across ponds without falling into the water. Hairy tufts on their tiny feet help them to stay afloat. Wouldn't it be cool if you had really furry feet that let you walk on the water? That would be cool. And if your booty glowed, that would be a double cool thing. But look at them going. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. These guys are neat. Dragonfly nymphs. This doesn't say it in the book. I'm about to tell you one of my favorite science facts. Baby dragonflies live underwater, and they don't swim very well, but they have to get away from other fish. So guess what they do before they get away from another fish? They toot really big. And it makes them shoot through the water. That's how they get away from their enemies. Isn't that fantastic? That's one of my favorite science facts. Ooh, look at this. I didn't know that termite mounds have air conditioning. Termites build themselves tall mud towers where millions of the insects live. Every tower has a chimney that draws up warm air and keeps the nest cool. Termites live where it's really hot, and they're smart enough to make an air-conditioned house out of mud. Those guys are cool. Oh, wow. Did you know that some of these termite mounds are so hard and tough, the only way you can get rid of them, you can't kick them, you have to use dynamite. That's a pretty strong building. I didn't know that some wasps build pots. The female potter wasp lays an egg in each one. Before sealing a pot, she pokes a grub inside, a tasty meal for her young when it hatches. She makes a baby crib, lays her egg in the baby crib, finds a juicy grub, sticks that in there, and then when the baby hatches, it's like, oh, I'm hungry, where's mama? It finds its grub, it's like, oh, mama left me something to eat. And then it comes out. That's pretty cool. And you probably know about dung beetles. Guess what that is? Poop. They love some poop. It's their favorite food. I'm glad I'm not a dung beetle, but they make me very happy because they make poop balls and roll them around their back legs, which is pretty cute if you ask me. I didn't know that ants are great farmers. Just as farmers keep cows, so some kinds of ants keep aphids. The ants protect the aphids from their enemies, and in return, the ants take honeydew that the aphids secrete. These guys, make sure that nobody eat these guys because they like to eat some of the like little, it's like kind of like their little snots, which is gross. Blech. But it's kind of, I like gross stuff. I don't know if I'd want to eat honeydew from these aphids though. But isn't that cool? That's pretty cool. I didn't know some insects eat lizards. When a praying mantis snaps its spiny legs, its helpless prey is trapped inside. Mantises are fierce hunters. Most of them eat other insects, but some catch lizards and frogs. Oh my goodness. And look, an assassin bug. Look at that. It's got a big long like proboscis that it stabs other bug. Some moths even feed on tears. That doesn't hurt the cow eye. They like to lick the salty juice that comes out of tears. And so sometimes you'll see little moths around cow eyes and horses and deers. I didn't know some leaves are insects. They blend in so well against the background that their enemies often don't see them. This is called camouflage. We already knew that fact too. See, you're kind of a bug expert already. But look at this guy, a pink praying mantis. He looks just like the flower. He's fancy. And look at these guys. They're fly orchids. They look like flowers. That's pretty neat. I didn't know that some insects stink. Stink bugs are the skunks of the insect world. When they're frightened, they let out a dreadful smell from tiny holes between their legs. This gets rid of enemies fast. Look, he's like, and that little mouse is like, ooh, gross. I'm out of here. Look at this guy. He's like, you don't want to smell this. And this guy, he just kicks really hard. That's how he gets away. But these little stink pots, they use their stunk. I didn't know that some bugs glow in the dark. To find a mate, female fireflies make a light in their abdomen and flash signals to males. They are called glowworms or lightning bugs. the word for an insect booty is abdomen. So their abdomens can glow in the dark. And that's how they say, hey, friend, I'm over here. Or hey, boyfriend, hey, girlfriend, want to go for a date? That's how they do it, which is really, really cool. I didn't know that a stick bug is the biggest insect in the world. The Indonesian giant stick bug measures more than 12 inches. There is a bug, y'all, that is really this long in real life, as long as this book, and he's that big. I would like to meet him. I think I would shake his hand, one of his hands. And then this just has the glossary. But isn't that a cool book? And it actually even has more facts in it. I just didn't read them all. I just read the main facts. But fact books are my favorite books, believe it or not, because I really like to know about nature and how things work. And I like to read new things and figure things out. So I thought I'd share that with you. This is actually Caroline's book when she was little. But they make really cool ones, different ones. It's called World of Wonder puts it out. So you can tell Mama if you really need it. Oh, I just saw Mr. Crow fly by. All right. Let's make some bugs ourselves. Oh man, I forgot my glue. Here, come with me. Let's go get some glue. While I'm getting my glue, let's sing a song, shall we? How about 5 Little Ducks? 5 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. 4 little ducks came running back. 4 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. 3 little ducks came running back. Maybe my glue is out there. 3 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. 2 little ducks came running back. Okay, we're getting faster. 2 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. 1 little duck came running back. 1 little duck went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. No little ducks came running back. No little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. Mama duck said, quack, quack, come back. 5 little ducks came running back. I like that song. I found my glue. It had rolled off the table. Okay, we're gonna need glue. We're gonna need scissors. We're gonna need 4 different colors of construction paper. And you don't have to pick what I pick. I picked black and orange and blue and green. I thought those would be some nice bug colors because we're making a bug. And you might have made this already. You might have gotten tired of waiting. This little bag of goodies. And if you've already made it, don't worry about it. It was fun, wasn't it? Okay. We're gonna make a bug. Now, pick whatever color you want the main body to be. I think I'm gonna have a green bug. Now this is tricky. I'm gonna do a bug that's kind of a big oval, but the bug's gonna be kind of pointed like a football at the end. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start down here, and it's gonna be a big bug. I'm kind of cutting a long football. Uh-oh, look what happened. I made it pointy on one end and flat on the other. I could leave it like that, or I can make it pointy. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I got that part. Remember, you can always press pause if I'm going too fast. That's the great thing about these videos. Okay. Now, we're gonna take the bottom. It can be the pointy end or the flat end, or maybe if they're both pointy, doesn't matter. We're gonna do a mountain shape at the bottom. Go up and down. See, I just cut a triangle off the bottom, basically. And you can probably kind of tell what's gonna happen here. These are gonna be the wing casings for our little bug that we're making. Okay, when you're done with that, let's put that piece down. It's so windy out here, I don't want mine to go away. Then, take another color. I think I might use orange. And we're not gonna cut a huge circle, but I want you to cut a circle for the head of your bug. And I'll kind of show you how big mine is. You can hold it up to your bug and say, is that about the right size? Yeah, I like that size. So let's cut out a circle. Don't glue it onto the bottom. We're gonna glue it onto the top of our bug. So let me glue mine on. Hold on. Glad I found my glue. Okay, got that on. All right, we're gonna put that down. Now, do you remember how many legs an insect has? Doesn't matter if it's a ladybug or an ant or a wasp, they all have 6 legs. Okay, this is too big. I'm gonna cut it in half. Cut one piece of paper, doesn't matter what color, cut it in half. Take that piece up, and then we're gonna cut it in half again. So we're taking 1/4 of the paper. That means that this is about 4 squares worth of one piece of paper. So we've got this size paper. I'm gonna cut 6 legs out of here. Now you could just cut little rectangles like this. Sometimes legs are just straight out, but sometimes legs are kind of bent. So I think I'm gonna do some bent legs. So I'm gonna have to cut a bent shape like that. So I'm gonna cut 6 of these guys. And here, you can watch me. Okay, here's one. I don't want you to fly away, little dude. Let me move all these guys so you can see. And look, if I keep right here, I can follow that pattern. And that way it's a little easier. There's 2. I'm gonna go right back to this thing again. 3. Oops. 4. 5. Oh, don't blow away. 6. Ah! Oh, I don't need any more. 6. I got so excited about the wind blowing, I was about to cut 7 legs. I don't need 7 legs. It wouldn't be an insect, would it? Okay, so here we go. Sorry, it's so windy out here. Okay, on our buggy, let me scoot you back a little bit. On our buggy, we're gonna put 3 down this side and 3 down this side. So I'm just gonna do some glue. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna put my legs on. 1. 2. It's so windy. 3. Oh, 4. 5. And 6. Oh, he's cute. He is adorable. Okay, we're not done yet though. Now bugs sometimes have little eyes and sometimes they have big eyes. I think I'm gonna give my little beetle bug just kind of medium eyes. So I'm gonna take one of the colors that we haven't used yet. In this case, it's blue. I'm gonna cut 2 little circles out for 2 little eyeballs. 1 and 2. Okay. Got my 2 little teeny tiny eyes. I'll show you again. Oh, come on, bug. All his legs are attached to the table. And we're gonna put him some little eyeballs up here. Bloop, bloop. Aww, this little bug is a doll. Now, the cool thing about bug mouths is they're all very different. Some of them have what's called a proboscis, which looks like a long little elephant trunk. And they stick it into flowers and they like lick up the pollen and then put it in their little mouth. Some of them have like pinchers so they can catch their food like that. I think I'm gonna make a proboscis, a long nose. That's another $2 word. You wanna say that one? Proboscis. You know who else has a proboscis? A butterfly does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use whatever color you want. If you wanna make a proboscis, you might wanna make a different type of mouth. And see, I made this teeny tiny, very thin rectangle, just a tiny, tiny little strip. I cut it right off the bottom, just like this. This is the fun part. And you might mess up. And if you mess up, just do another one because you got plenty of paper. It's kind of crazy. Be careful what we're about to do. You're gonna open your scissors up, and hopefully you don't have big kid scissors like I do because they're a little too sharp for little fingers. But you're gonna use your kid scissors. You're gonna hold your strip in one hand, and you're gonna put this on the blade. You're gonna fold it over the blade, and then you're gonna pull it off. See, I messed it up. I pulled too hard. You're gonna have to very gently scrape it. And look what happens when you scrape it. It curls, just like a proboscis does when you're trying to get into the flower. So I'm gonna put that on my bug. Hold on, I'll show you. Oh, he's so cute. I like him. So this dude has 6 legs. He has his weird little buggy mouth. He has his cute little buggy eyes. If I wanted to, I could take a marker. I could put his pupils in here if you wanted to make him look kind of pupil-y. I could put a pattern on him if I wanted to make him camouflage, or if I wanted to give him a fancy design, because a lot of bugs do have very fancy designs. But this is a fun little guy that you could hang in your window, like with your bird's nest, that says, "Welcome spring and welcome things of spring." Because we do like to welcome things of spring. So I'm gonna put him aside. If you want to keep working on him, you can, and you can just press pause. But I also wanted to show you the other buggy thing that I put in your package. The other buggy thing, and everybody's is different. Some people had butterflies, some people had bumblebees, some people had snails, which is not a bug, but they put them in these bug packages. But you know they're not a bug, but they're still a thing of spring that we love. So inside this, you've got the parts of it. But look here, underneath this blue piece of tape is a magnet. And you'll need your magnet to put on the back of your cool little bug, because this is a bug magnet that you make. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to look at all the parts. You'll have to put them where you think they belong. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. And at the end, you'll glue, or you'll use the sticky tape to put this magnetic strip on the back, and then you can put it on the refrigerator, or you can put it on anything that a magnet will stick to. So then you'll have 2 little buggy friends, 2 things of spring. I like that little rhyme, things of spring. So I can't wait to see some of your bug creations. And maybe if you really like this, maybe you could make a whole like army of bugs. You could have big bugs, you could have little bugs, you could have those walking stick bugs that look like a stick. You could get so creative, you could just have a whole zoo of things of spring bugs collection. That would be pretty awesome. Well, I love you to pieces. We will not have our Zoom meeting on Friday because it's Memorial Day. And then after that, it's only 2 more weeks of school. It'll be summer, which is crazy. So we won't meet on Friday, and we won't have a video on Monday. So I'll see you back on the video next Wednesday. But I love you to pieces, and you know that I always miss you, and I think of you all the time. Should we sing our song? I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I love you. A bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.